Good morning. All right, I'm gonna transform the desk into standing desk. It's a cranking operation, so I might get upset. Cranky. Crank, crank, crank. Yep. Almost there. A little workout for one arm. There we go. A little bit more space here. Organize that. Get some standing room. There you go. Space. There we go. I think we're ready. Oh, I forgot one thing. A little preview window so I can see what's being streamed. There we go. Upper right. Home. Good morning, DBC. Right. That one's good. This one needs some love. Let's see. What do I have so far? So far, yeah, these things needed to be marked as public. They were pretty useless otherwise. Also, let's add that. Gonna be our 4.1, 041. Probably make a issue for tracking that. We could toss this under number 10, test API by using it and updating it accordingly. All right, we'll just use issue 10. Branch are we on? We are on master. Hit checkout. /10 dash club members. Sounds like a bar. New branch. I thought I would have to edit that again. I actually did it the right way. Status get def get add everything get -m feature and a bug fix. Let's say fix making coming message members public. Push that. I'm not signed in there. All right, good. I'll have to take this. Toss on my other browser. How is everybody? Nice Saturday, isn't it? So far, so good. Sun's still there. All right. Come back here for a minute. Huh. Interesting. If I should do that. All right. Well, we got that going over on the other screen. Good. Okay, that should be building on GitHub or whatnot. Next, what we're gonna do? We're gonna get these issues fixed up. Now, where are we? Let's back up a little bit. Go to server main, and I love being able to switch buffers without having to save them first. RLS forced me to save the buffers. That just took so much time. So, in main, the server. Let's see, TCP server run. So here, what are we doing there? Damn it. Good morning. Oh, the stream panels. You know, I should probably update those. But yeah, the stream panel. See, I don't even know if they're correct anymore. Let me take a peek, actually. Are they? Eugene, good morning. But yeah, the basic idea is that it's kind of like sunless seas, don't starve, kind of procedurally generated world that's multiplayer, like thousands or tens of thousands of players, and you would be able to go island hopping because the islands basically make up the universe now. There's just a whole bunch of islands, and you can go resource collecting, or you can go adventuring and killing, you know, your little gremlins or whatnot. And The idea is that everybody's route through the universe is actually different. So when you go north from your starting island, your home island, because everybody gets their own island in this universe that nobody else can find unless you bring them to your island. You leave your home island, and your route through the system is actually different than everybody else's, which means that you have different trade routes, and you can engage in different sorts of trade and whatnot. Because you might have a route to find some rare element that nobody else does at your local trading post. So that's kind of interesting. And then there's also going to be, mobs and whatnot that you can go and you can fight and destroy, kind of dungeons, right? I like the idea of reaching an island and then like jumping into a dungeon. That'd be fun. Okay. But if you die, what happens to all of your stuff? When you die, I actually want all of your stuff to end up at your home island for your next of kin. Kind of like Sunless Seas, right? But in my game, your death penalty, it's actually that the map is lost. Your next of kin has to go through and explore the world again. When they go north from your home island, it's going to be different than the previous one. So that's kind of the idea. 2.5D feel is planned at the moment. Might go 3D, I don't know. I like the idea of 2.5D. But I got some people around here that are getting into 3D and animating, so they might get enlisted to make stuff for me. Alright, so at this point, okay, this multiplexer is actually in here. So we have an auth stream. Where does auth stream come from? Oh, yes. Okay, so when we set up a TCP server, that's using multiplexer. And this is our wrapper around the multiplexer. It sets it up. It does some interesting things for it. I think I kind of want to have something like this with the multiplexer so people could actually see how to use it in a simple way. And then they'd be able to, if they wanted to customize it, peel off some of the parts. I think it's actually missing that as part of its API. Give people like a easy to use interface, and then if they want, they can come further down in the interface. Yeah. I think that'd be actually pretty useful to have something like this and the things that I've kind of built up, because I like this interface here. But I do think that Stream Multiplexer is a little hard to use right off the bat. Yeah. When somebody connects to the server, there's two channels, right? There's channel 1 and channel 2. And this auth stream here is where people first join. There are like categories of streams or classes of streams. When you join the server, you're in the auth class. And once you get through the auth class, you join the other stream, or rather you're moved from this one to that one, which gives us this nice ability to have back pressure in the system in same TCP server, but in different classes. So the game master, or rather the running game stream, doesn't get affected by the auth stream. Actually quite the opposite, in that if this is getting really, really slow, it might actually take time for people to transition from this stream class to this stream class. All right, so I call them channels, and here's channel 0, here's channel 1, just really indexes into a vector. this auth stream here, we give them the send channel, and here would be kind of the receive channel. Receive channel comes down here. We move a couple things into it. We create an auth struct, connection state store. We clone that because we don't have access to information about what this stream represents. All we know is that when data comes in from this stream of data, it's going to be wrapped in an incoming packet. It's going to have a stream ID, and those things are enums now. Okay. They're curious about the crate. That crate is over there. In fact, probably, okay, that pull request I did this morning, it compiled just fine. Merge that pull request. Yay. Go ahead and delete the branch. All right. There we go. Check out master again. Go get pull. Check the cargo file. Just make sure I updated the version. Good. Should probably start tagging these things, shouldn't I? Let's see, where do we actually tag these things? Yeah, I don't know. We'll just hit that. Oh, publish. It's publish here. Probably the work tools are influencing me at the moment. All right, so while that's doing its thing, get that published. And I like the idea of actually bringing some more layers just to make it a little bit more full featured so people could actually use that the easier way. This TCP server is actually doing quite a bit. Got the multiplexer. Run. But most of all, it's got the stream producer. I think this is really what people are going to want to have available to them. Or something like this, something made a little bit more generic. I need to figure out how to take this idea and put it into that crate. I think this is kind of the tipping point, taking this element here, making that sort of thing available in the crate, make it much easier to use. All right, I guess that's 041. All right, so coming back to the code, TCP server, let's go back to main. So main, where were we? Here, gets an incoming packet, okay? And what we do is we look at that incoming packet and say, you know what? We want to kind of take it apart. If we pass the incoming packet into auth object here, we ask it to process it. If there's an error, we just trace it out at the moment. Fine, error. But process, you see that we take an incoming packet here. We have outgoing packets. So if we want to respond to somebody with something, we do that here. So in this case, we're going to be matching the incoming. And yes, it's non-exhaustive at the moment, because this is rather specific. In fact, I'm doing some binding here that I want to undo. Some of this it's kind of upside down. So we have an incoming packet. If we look at the type, incoming packet has an IO result of a packet. Okay. We match an incoming. It's either going to be linked dead or message. Those are really the only types that I have right now. Just to validate that, let's see. Oh, here's incoming packet. Just linked dead or message. Somebody want linked dead, or if they have an incoming message. Incoming message is a structure that has an ID. Where did this message come from? Which stream? And what was its value? And in this case, value will be the packet type. So, save that. Oops. Oh, I want to save it. There we go. So we have the packet. Now this one, I'm thinking that really some of this matching internally, like right here, is just wrong. I think what would be better is if this wasn't like that. We just passed the message in further, like to here. The problem though is, yeah, this piece. Create account. Because yeah, we're trying to get the kind of packet from that. And technically this packet here, okay, value is going to be packet. That reads a little better. And really we're constraining that level. Yeah, that entire part's a problem. Got a co-pilot with me today. How should we flip that? Or should it be flipped? We could take message here, take that off. Move that. This try from here is a little cumbersome. Is really, I don't expect that there's going to be IO errors at this point here. I must want to change the type of that stream at that point. Maybe I should, just outside that, change it from being an IO result just into a packet. See, where would we do that? Probably this auth stream here. What do we do if we get an error from somebody? Okay, let's see. There are a couple of functions that we could do. We could say let auth stream, just remap it, equal to auth stream dot filter map, and we give it the what was the type? Incoming packet. Okay. And then at this point, we can take that IO result out. If somebody's giving us this sort of IO result, we could handle all of that up front instead of letting it propagate in further. Let's see. Let's match there. What is the type? Incoming packet, match incoming. If incoming, see if it's, we only want to filter the message type, don't we? All the other types, they can just go through. Oh, except for link dead, we could also handle link dead. Actually, we could change it to just messages. Yeah, we could strip everything else out. That's not a bad idea. And then just have the incoming messages here, because we've changed the type. Oh, I kind of like that. All right, so what are the different types of incoming? We have incoming packet, link dead, so stream ID. If link dead happens, so this is in the other file. Have this connection state store thing. I want a clone of that. Let's rename this. Let's say it's one of those down there. Then, because we're going to need this to actually get moved, be available in here. We'll see if it's going to be happy with that. I hope so. All right. So if it's linked dead, done. Incoming packet, message. All right. Now the message type can be rather verbose. Let's go back to the other one. And we'll peel these out, kind of like this. Okay. Mark that as unimplemented. We have OK and error. Let's handle error first. Now in this case, we will return a none because it was consumed. In this case, we will also return none because it's being consumed. However, we should probably drop the connection and remove it. Outgoing. What is it called? Outgoing TX. Okay, so it is outgoing TX, but we probably need a clone of that or this closure here. Let's not call it link dead here. Let's call it something else. We call it, this is auth filter OTX. There we go. Let's rename this one. There we go. Oh, thank you, Rust Analyzer. You are brilliant right there. All right. Out. Auth filter out. We're going to send it a message. We're going to say outgoing packet shutdown stream ID. So we'll send an outgoing packet saying, you know what, you had some sort of error. Let's go ahead and log that. Dropping stream. We have a stream ID, we have the error. Return none. Great. In the case that everything went really nice. So are we using message here? We're not, are we? And get rid of that binding. Good. But in this case, we just want the packet. We can also get rid of that binding. We will return some packet. Interesting though, because we lose our subject ID, don't we? We don't know which stream this is for. That's right, I was going to change this to incoming message with ID. Let's not rename it. And value is packet. Basically taking that OK error out. Then I could use some comment. Message OK packet to message packet. There we go. Let's get rid of that search term. All right. Good. Now we have a filtered auth stream. Strip out linked and Touche. Authlib72. Or I just use Rust Analyzer and jump right to it. Actually, let's go back there. /QF, the quick fix. Done. Oh, if we can't send to that. Oh, what do we do if we can't send to that? Is this... Oh, we have to await that. We can't await there, can we? Can we await there? We are in an async function, but that's a weird spot to await. Oh, no, I thought I was in a different file. Never mind. That's perfectly normal. However, this send, outgoing MPSC sender, that could be blocking. Well, rather that it could be full. And that'll return a send error. That. Pull function's neat. Never ever use pull function, but it is cool. What do we do in that case? What do we do? It's Firefox, there it is. So this is an MPSC sender. And this has the ability to have back pressure. Yay! That means that if we're having trouble sending out, what does that mean? Yeah, that just means we're overrunning the TCP qubits. So what happens? What happens here? We do a send. Oh, futures channel. I'm in the wrong one. Should be the Tokyo MPSC sender. So here we do this. Waiting until there is capacity send. Okay. Successful send occurs when it is determined that the other end of the channel has not hung up already. Unsuccessful send will be one where the corresponding value has receiver has already been closed. Okay, it's fine. So we'll just wait until there's room. That's perfect, actually. Back to the code. I like that. We'll just be waiting until there's room. And if the other end hangs up, oh my goodness, things will have gone incredibly poorly. Actually, we could do one of these here. I think auth error can convert from that send error type. I think. And in this case, it looks like we're just doubling up the error. Because this process here gets called from where? From this point. I use the go to references function there. That was really neat. I like that. /gr. Only use in one place, so it just takes you to that one place. That's great. What if I use it here? /gr. Oh, then we get a list of them. That's cool. All right, where were we? Yeah, so in this case, we just print it out anyways. Why are we going to print it out twice? Let's return that. Now in the case that we can create an account, we do. Oh, no methane filter map for that. Really? Is that just not in scope? Looks like it. Let's check our imports. Oh yeah. There we go. Features, prelude, star. Cannot find a struct, variant, or union type incoming message in the scope. Actually, I didn't know what type it was. Oh, it did. A quick fix to the rescue. Alright, now we've got a whole mess of unused bits. Let's check these real quick. Used imports, good. Oh, take me to the list. Outgoing packet not available. Why is that? And welcome to welcome to the Discord, Potato. Alright, now at this point, what do we have? Why doesn't it know about that? Echoing packet. Okay. Hey, Eugene. Welcome. Okay. That's you. It's so funny because you can never tell. I love the icon. Your avatar's great. Ah, we have incoming packet, but not outgoing packet. Alright, now filter map. Still, not satisfied. Alright, I'm not believing it. Okay. That's better. Whatever that error was before, it wasn't correct. Expected struct. Vector found use as, oh, that's right. Okay, so server main 91. 91. Can we into something into a vector? Oh, it doesn't do it. I wonder why you can't into something into a vector. Because it doesn't know. Oh, no, I have a strong type there. It requires a vector of those. Huh. Oh, oh, again. Oh, the visual style I go for? Oh, goodness. It's kind of up in the air at the moment, but I think it's going to be a mix of like either kind of cell shaded 3D where it looks 2D, but kind of from any angle. You know, like it looks like a 3D thing, but it's kind of 2D-ish. Or like straight up like 2.5D cards in space, which is more akin to Don't Starve. But I could absolutely see going for the other. The thing that the 3D using cell shading has going for it is that, well, actually, there's trade-offs. If I use the 2D, then I can load graphics from the network much, much easier. It might still be as easy if, as long as I don't have to bake in the models. But if I have to bake in models into the game and increase the download size, that might actually be a count against it. I really want this to have a small download and be able to, at runtime, grab more art assets. I just don't think that a multiplayer game shouldn't have to download all the zone info for everything, have all the art available right away. I just think that's bad design. Well, there's trade-offs. I'll say it's bad design. It's just a trade-off I don't want to make. I want it to be accessible. The point where I might even have a TTY interface for it, so you could play the game over like a Telnet style connection. I would love that, to be able to just play this using go old school and have it be like a MUD. I would love making it MUD capable. All right. Lazy loading. Yeah. Actually, I haven't played their stuff in forever. How does Blizzard do its lazy loading? I wonder if I should use SmallVec for this. I have like microscopic vectors. I don't think I should have to do like heap allocations for each one of these. What does SmallVec do? So let's say you're going from like your spawn zone, right? And you do all like I'm guessing that, you know, as you load the game, it's gonna have to download everything for that spawn zone. But what if you're in a party and you're going into like a dungeon? Like, how much of the world does it download? We are not on the fastest connection here, so I'd feel sorry for people that I'm like buddying up with, right? After that, you can stream when you play. When you stop, it'll continue downloading. Oh, I see. So they're basically downloading everything around you and just building out everything. You can just keep downloading. I see. So it's quick to enter. Yeah, I want to go a step further than that. All right. I am not a bot, trust me, please. Good morning, and thank you for the follow. All right. Rate bound filter map is not implemented for option. Oh, is that an option? Auth stream's an option? Who would have thought? So, why in the world would auth stream be an option? Stream. Auth stream. It's just right there. That doesn't seem right. Filter map. Okay. Tell me what the trait bound feature is not satisfied. Excuse me, I was trying to clear my voice on mute. Oh, there we go. Much better. All right, I'm not sure what it's referring to. We have filter map. Auth stream is an MPSC channel. It's not. No, it's gonna be 3/4 view. Don't starve, dial, or 1 hour, 1 life. Yeah, not top down. All right. Why does it think that this? Is it because it thinks that the incoming element? All right, let's look at the documentation on this one. So filter map, which is, well, hopefully it's picking it up from where I expect it to pick it up. Let's check the documentation. Filter map should be here. On StreamEXT, yes. That's why we added Prelude, because StreamEXT wasn't in scope earlier. Ah. That needs to be async. Okay. We can do that. Yes, so what I'm seeing here is that F is a future, right? And that I didn't give it a future, I gave it a closure. I gave a, I don't know, is that a FN once or a FN mute? but it wants something more closure, or excuse me, asynchronous. So this here, like it's a future. I'm gonna create one of those. And it's something that can be called over and over and over again, hence the FN mute. So that's why you probably want to do the async move so you capture and take the variables that are outside the scope. It's prepared for that already because we were cloning these elements here so they could be moved into it. All right, let's unpause that so it can build. All right, so that's working. Now auth stream receive. Now filter map. Is filter map not a stream? It is a stream, and it should have a next. It's a stream if let's look at this. So here we're looking at filter map. How did we get there? Oh, don't copy. Back, back, back again. So stream ext on futures, stream ext, we can call filter map on that object. Filter map then returns something of type filter map. So if we click on that link there, it probably wasn't obvious. Link there, the green filter map, takes us to that object, and we can see that on the left it's also a stream, but it's constrained, and it says that it's only a stream if st is a stream, if the stream takes an item. Okay, that seems fine. And we'd have to map these back. So FUT and F. Yeah, that's our function mutable. That's our function. And if our function, it takes a stream's item. And I think we're doing that because we don't constrain that argument. Then we have to return a future at the end. Oh, interesting. I think we automatically return a future because we're async move. Yeah, that should be fine there. So what about this constraint? Output is option T. Okay, so T we are introducing. And then ST is a stream. That should be fine. Okay, let's see where it falls apart. No method name received found for the filter map. And filter map, here we can see the bounds. We were just looking at those elements. So it's a bounded receiver, incoming packet, yada yada. Info future, then we have our closure. And then let's TX out, okay, in the current scope. Sorry, a little side convo going on. Now, in this case, I think we can. So it's saying that something we're returning here. We can add constraints here on the left, just to make sure that we're getting that right. I'm surprised though. Why let foo equals auth stream dot. Okay, still the same thing. Just making sure it's not the return type. I love how you can scroll in there. I just like the decorations of text over here better. Like the bolding, the colors, it's really nice. All right, so filter map. The first thing in the filter map is what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is this element here? It's a receiver. And so that's a MPSC receiver bounded. Means that there's a limit to how many elements can be on that channel at once. And inside of that, it has an incoming packet with result type. So filter map, that's our stream. And ST is a stream there. I believe, goodness, the Tokyo, go check, Tokyo receiver. It is stream. And does that have constraints? No, it just has to be T. So it doesn't care what T is. All right, that's good. So I think we've passed the first item. Now the second one, let's take a look at that one. Now, go back one. So filter map, go back one more. Filter map, it produces a filter map with self. Oh, why are there only 3 here, but there's 4 on the next page? All right. We still only have 3 here. All right, so ST is self. And self in this case is going to be stream that this is on. So that's going to be whatever the auth element is, which makes sense. That's what we see here in the part that I already have highlighted. Fine. Compute. That is what? That is a return value of f. And I think that we have that nailed too, but something's a little off there. If we take something of self item, we can't avoid that. I wonder here though. See, even in their example down below, filter map, async move, either something or nothing. Right? All right. I wonder if our return type from that is broken. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this here. I wonder if our return type on this is broken. Okay, because FUT should be a future whose output is an option T. And T here is new. We could be explicit here. Let's try being explicit. We'll give it some of these. Maybe just T, and it'll leave the other ones. Because yeah, F and future. So we could do that too. But technically this shouldn't compile if I didn't meet these criteria. Means that's okay. I think what's fallen apart then is the additional criteria here for stream, but I don't see any. Right. The closure takes the stream's item, returns future, which returns an option T, and ST is stream. All right, back to the code. What am I not seeing then? Because all of those look fine, and it looks like it's designed to take a stream, return a stream, which makes sense. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Hold on, what does... Oh, hold on, that's it. That's what's going on. I think I see it. So, in Tokyo, if we look at their Tokyo MPSC receiver, their MPSC receiver has a receive function that I was calling. It also has a stream implementation. Okay, now I was trying to call receive on stream, something that... Well, stream doesn't have receive. Stream has next. So if we look at stream ext, which is what that other thing, the filter map object implements stream. So if we look at stream ext, probably the futures one is what we'll use. It actually has next on it. It doesn't have a receive. That's what's going on. Now what do we do here though? Is that next? Is that a future? It is a future, so we should be able to await it. All right, let's get rid of that for a moment and put this here. Next.await. The trait bound, yada yada. Oh, it's not unpin. Oh. Ooh. That there. Okay, let's look at the bigger error. Yeah. Just make sure we get the current error. See, there. Server main 79 to 103. Look, there's the end of 103. What's on the other end of that? Yes, this element here. And we cannot toss an unpin on that. What about using something else, like can I implement fn mute for something? What can I pass that would be fn mute? Oh, you're in the browser. Apologies. All right, so it's basically this. It's basically this code here. This code here needs to be unpin so we can call next on the await. Well, how do we do that? What else could we give to filter map? Filter map wants what filter map gets. All right, so here we have filter map. I'm back in the browser. I didn't want to bring you again. I think we have to for a moment. Because filter map here will be unpin if its elements are unpin. So if future and if the other stream are unpin, it is unpin. Problem is that our future here is not unpin. How do we make that unpin? Let's look at the Rust docs, fn. Where f is fn mutable. Can't do that. That's nightly only. How do we make that argument the way we want it? Actually, why not? Okay, let's pull the documentation here. So filter map, let's go back one more. I know you're still in the other place. I'm gonna get a link. So this is where we make our phone call. Features, do the documentation. Oh, actually, let's toss this in the playground. Rust playground. Make a little example. Favorite that. Alright, here we have main, we got some other stuff, yada yada. Okay. I'm gonna take our stuff there. Toss that in there. Futures, all that should be available here. We'll format that. Okay, so we have a stream. We're gonna do a filter map, async move X, yada yada. So they're just doing a collect on it. I want to do a evens dot next dot await. What next? Let's call it Steven. Even Steven. Okay. Print line. This should not build. Oh. Yes, we need to kind of bootstrap Tokyo here. And to bootstrap Tokyo, see if we can toss the Tokyo decorator on main there. I don't know if Playground will support this. Using Playground is an awesome way to ask people for help, especially if you can create some little version of what you're trying to do. That's good. Okay, so we'll click on share for that. From a link to the playground, sure. Now, I'm gonna toss this in Discord. Tokyo users. This isn't, let's say hello. So let's compose this on screen. So what am I gonna say? I'm gonna say hello. Exactly, this isn't a Tokyo question. Is it PT equipped? EQUIPP? Equipped. Oh, thank you. And thank you. See, how do you want to pronounce your name? Adhiri? Adhiri. And welcome to the stream. Good morning. And thank you for the spelling help. Man, in grade school, I was a fantastic speller. And then in high school, I learned French for 4 years. And my spelling? Gone. I can't spell anything now. Well, I can spell a lot of stuff, but I don't know. It just, something rewired that 4 years of French. Just, English took a back seat. Okay, now for the question. How? I keep saying how. Is it possible somehow to mark let's toss some of these little fancy deals around there, make it as code, mark that subject there. So we'll toss this in their Discord. Also say the example is contrived, but I don't know. We'll just leave it simple. All right. I think I'll be able to find some way to do that. If I can't do it that way, I know there are other ways to that. All right, back to the code. So that's actually how I ask for help. I don't know, it's not probably what you expect coming to this channel, but I try to boil everything down to a simple, straightforward sort of example. I'll often just copy something out of the docs, right, and mutate it until it actually reproduces the error. Something like this, right? Like this is some silly, contrived example, but it makes the point. We get the error. And so if you are new to Rust, I would definitely get familiar with Rust Playground. The Playground also has like, I don't know, that like a huge number of crates already available and kind of in the crate that this code is compiled in. So most of what you're going to need help with is going to be available, like all the top bajillion crates. I forget exactly where the cutoff is, but it's quite a few. All right. Let's keep going. We'll just ignore some of those errors for now, work around them until we get some sort of feedback there. How's the stream doing today? Is it too laggy or anything? Looks like I am 3 seconds behind my own stream. All right. We'll figure that out. We'll pretend that next actually works for a bit. And then we get this incoming message out of it. Yeah, that should be filtering there. That's good. Trace error, yada yada. Oh, what does it think is wrong with this? So if we get an auth send error back, why not all errors? Why not just that? Oh, yes, and that needs to be debug. Good. All right, where else can we go? We can go here. Yes, those are the same error. Oh, unused import auth error. Fine. Use quick fix. Good. Let's see. I wonder if that thing's going to. All right. Clean up some of these real quick. Dead code never used. Entity IDs. Oh, you wait. You'll get your day. Current ID. Oh, and packet sync. Oh, that's right. I don't have the stats on there yet. Definitely want to fire up those stats. Increment packet count. Yes, you should be doing your thing. Oh, I love these warnings. Okay, yes. So our code here. So what is the purpose of this silly little wrapper? It's a sync around a sync, basically. And what it is going to do is transform our one type into another type. So it's kind of a map, like a sync map. I wonder if you could do that. Does sync ext have like a map on it? Never thought of that. Fan out flush. No, it doesn't. It has a map error with flat map. Hey, good morning, weird constructor. Xenocron. I did notice your message earlier, Xenocron. I just didn't say anything. It was like in line, and that little like hello emote. You did it like perfectly timed with one of the questions earlier, and she's got her arms up. She's like, I don't know. But it's more of a hello, isn't it? Oh, yes. Good morning, weird constructor. Good morning, Xenocron. So in this case, we do want to use these. We do want to call this function increment packet count. We will call increment packet count in here and start send. I wonder if start send is going to get. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, for you. Well, good evening. Function, let's see, we want to call self dot, was it increment packet count? Oh, but it's pinned mutable. And packet count, that should just work. Oh, same there. Oh, crazy. I know that when I stream, it's usually really early in the day for me. I get a lot of people from Europe. It's actually kind of nice because it's a bit of a slow time on Twitch. So even for like somebody like I would definitely consider my stream a small Twitch stream. It's been fantastic though. But if I broadcast at this time of day, I get the stream resampling, which is great. I think that really helps people to follow along. Then I think I've got my setup kind of dialed in so that even if you're doing 1080p, it's still only using like 1 megabit per second or so. So yeah, if I look at video stats on that, yeah, 1 megabit per second. So it samples down pretty well. But anyhow, enough about streaming tech. Have you guys ever worked in streaming? It's interesting. All right, does that clear up a bunch of those warnings? It doesn't. Oh, it did. Yes. Guy named Guy. Welcome, Guy. You did work in streaming. Oh, what's your story? I'll leave that there. The long one, short version, Netflix at for 1080p. Oh wow, 36 kbps for 1080p. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I worked on the TV that, or on the team that used to power the Uverse boxes. It was white label software. Kazakhstan on a cell phone. Wow, that's cool. That's pretty sweet. But isn't it like that? Found for type pin mutable packet stream. Is it not called increment? Oh, I don't have increment packet count in here. All right, let's check the other one. Packet count. Are we calling it packet count in here? Yes. Okay, metrics threshold is the same. All right, that's fine for that. Fix me. Duplicated in packet sync. Actually, we could take care of that real quick. We just wrap those up into a little metrics ball. Play. This is gonna have to be packet. What was that? That's incoming. So the other one was wrong. Oh, funny. The only difference in this code is that line, both of them. So we'll check that. We replace the last instant. So standard mem replace is really, really neat. It lets me replace elements just in memory there. Duration since last instance, find metrics, send the metrics, done. So essentially all we need is some way to describe what this thing will become. Been wondering how to make this. I had this other bit of code. What was it? It was kind of like a fix me, turn me into like 2 lines. Fix me 2. What was it called? 2 lines or something. Reduce? No. Basically, the idea was that the metrics are so cumbersome to use. It's always like 5 lines. Oh, you found it! Stream possible. That's cool. Gotta learn Rust first. Yeah, guy. That's cool. That's neat. Netflix Hack Day, Autumn 2015. Just having trouble seeing through the Emacs. Oh, are you using Emacs? I'm using NeoVim. NeoVim's been really, really useful. Actually, the current setup that I have dot files if anybody's interested. Yeah, NeoVim is, I'm totally in love with NeoVim. It's got, 32-bit color support. It doesn't slow down like Vim does if one of the extensions in Vim is slow. Well, here. In that case, there's my Vim setup that I'm using on stream. And it lets you do things like see all of the issues here with a space A, space S, gives you all the types. I actually have everything vendored, so it shows up in here. But if we go to a smaller project, we look for all the types. This one here just shows you all the types. So like in Visual Studio, it'd be like a Command P thing or whatever, and you can just jump to a type. You can rename elements. I also have multi-vim support set up. So if I want to like change a whole bunch of lines at once, either comment them out, that, or do something more interesting. Nathaniel Bumpo, morning. Oh, you've started using Rust Analyzer with VS Code. Yeah, I watch Musean use that, and I mean, he's like a she. I actually don't know. It's just Musean. Funny, I never thought. But in English, the he is kind of like the gender neutral. Because nobody likes to be called it. Which is strange, because I think that's actually like the most gender neutral form. Unfortunately, I cannot use NeoVim. Oh. Hard copy. What is hard copy? Oh, interesting. I had no idea about that. No way, look at that. Singular they. You see, yeah, I've seen that too. But I find it fascinating how it has a stigma to it. They is a little ambiguous, right? I don't know if anybody's ever met somebody with multiple personality disorders. Sometimes they go by they. Or if, quite frankly, if you're just possessed. Anyhow, this isn't that sort of stream. You'd probably walk away slowly out of that alley. GVim has it, and you sometimes use it. I think that... actually, I don't know if Conqueror of Completion will work in GVim. Is COC NeoVim specific? I didn't think it was. Oh, it is NeoVim. That's right, because it's built in TypeScript. Make sure Vim NeoVim. Yeah, it should work. I'll bet my dot files work for you as well. I don't really care what people want to be called. I'm fascinated with the stigma to it. That's all. All right. So is this code correct? This one. Yeah, this I think is fine. What did I change in here? Oh, I was just playing around. Okay. Now in this case, how could we reduce this? Because we could make one of these more interesting. Okay, so let's create some sort of TCP server next. I don't know. I want TCP server underscore next. Source packet stats .rs. Ta-da. Struct packet stats. All right. I will have something to put in there. Let's go back to sync. Grab the data. Ooh, we want 4 things. Oh, stop it. These elements. Stats is a packet stats. That's not done there. We'll have to do something more interesting with that. Go back for a minute. Drop that in there. I am so glad I moved away from RLS. I can actually go between unsaved buffers now, and that is just amazing. Oh, they responded in Discord. You can simply pin your stream with Tokyo pin events. All right, I'm actually responding to somebody in the Discord chat. That's one of those things. I don't know if people want me to like refer to them on the stream or not. I try to be ambiguous. And she gave me a link with a response. They gave me a link. Here, let's show the link. Sent this back. Yep, it does it. And if we run it, I wonder what Tokyo pin does. Let's take a quick look. There's the macro. Pins a value on the stack. Calls async function. Return anonymous feature values that are unpinned. Oh, interesting. Yes, this is absolutely true. This is exactly what I'm running into. By using the stack with the pin macro, the following will fail to compile. This work requires pinning in the future. It is useful when select and stream operators that require unpin. Does not work with expressions. Oh, I see. So it has to be local. That's fine. Cool. And what does it do behind the scenes? Let's pull the curtain back. Let's just rebinding. Okay. Is this different from create macros support pin new unchecked? New unchecked comes from that. Oh, thought I saw that on pin somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, undercore pin new unchecked. Okay. Well, we can go back and use that. All right. So we were going to create something that could do something more interesting here. Increment packet count. We're going to move that and figure out a way simple packet stats. There we go. Oh, browser, no. Thank you. Thank you. That is actually very, very helpful to me. I just get caught up in the code. I love coding, and I forget about the browser. Oh, you know what? That one. All right. Increment packet count. Okay, so then we have this. We're going to ignore this for a moment. Change the other places to use packet stats here, and then change it again back to what we actually care about. I think there's going to be a way where we can convert this into a type that we want to be able to send out. So here, let's say that we wanted to send out a specific type, right? And we had a T here, and we could convert whatever this value was into that T. Right? So if we could do something similar to value into, right, we would have to make sure that all the constraints were there, but I don't know, it's a little fuzzy in my head right now as to how we'd get that to work, but that's general idea of what I'm thinking. We might be able to toss it up here instead. We don't have to have it on the function call. We'll see. Oh, we could use a phantom data. Be fun. All right. Let's go use that. First thing is pull that into lib. Next lib. Okay. Mod. Packet stats. Oh, thank you for sorting that Rust format. My OCD is satisfied. Yeah, let's go in here, clean this up. We got packet stats. Great. Packet stats. We're going to be doing this in both of them. I mean, this up here might look like a mess, but this is ours, theirs, and standard. All right. Ours is kind of like this workspace. Really, it's workspace. That's how these are organized. Oh, and this crate. Cartel, no, cart. Great. Oh, it's private. Quick fix, not available. Great. Doesn't need to be outside of that. Well, let's fix up some of these. Got a quick fix there. Yeah, the Rust Cartel is coming to get you. Protect your traits. Here. Careful, the stuff in there is very hot. When you pour that out, just be careful. I don't want you to get burnt, okay? Well, thank you. That'd be very nice. RIR. All right, Pat, hear you. Yeah, that's good to see you. Take care. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Let's see, from... Okay, yeah. We know that's going to be a problem. That's fine. We'll come back to that. Let's make sure the other elements are better. Sync, yes. This stuff, not correct. Yeah. So current sync, this is going to be stats. Yes, just a new one. We'll have to create a new for that. All right. What was the other one? Packet stream? Yes, this one. Okay, that. Organize this. That there will increment packet count. Good. Yep. Okay. Wrong one. Sync. There it is. Yeah, we'll get rid of this function. Stats to increment packet count. All right. Yes, and you're private. Oh, interesting. Cannot infer type parameter T. Good. It's fine. Let's do new on that first. Oh, we can toss it in here. Oh, the function new self. 715209, good morning. This looks like it could just be default, doesn't it? Oh, except for metric sender. Metric sender needs to be passed in. Yeah, it can't be default. Can it be clone? Maybe. All right, we'll clean that up in a moment. Metrics event sender. All right, so packet count 0. Metrics threshold. Oh, that's being passed in too. Okay. Comma there. Last instant is now. And metric sender. Okay, the one we're missing here is threshold. There we go. Once the metrics threshold is hit, oops, let's clean that up, then it sends its stats. Because it's doing so many packets so often, I don't want to just hammer the stat server with a huge number of stats. Clone? I don't think we want clone on that. Working on today, let's see. So today, in a little bit, I might actually go and do some, do an example. Had somebody actually interested in doing a code review on the crate. So their initial feedback was, how do you use this? So I'm going to beef up the docs and create an example for that later. Maybe off stream. We'll see. And then today I'm trying to integrate it a little further. I'm trying to get it so that I can create an account using the game client. And right now, this very moment, we are drawing up some code. This code was being shared, basically just cloned in two different files. So we're pulling this code together into one new structure. And we have a little bit of a generic there that still needs to be figured out. Let's go through that. But I think the other files are better now. It takes 2 parameters. Yes, and this used to take metrics threshold. And yes, metric sender. It seems silly to pass those 2 things in when it could just pass in the stats, huh? Yeah, I mean, why pass those just to feed them into that? Okay, let's bump that out and say stats are a packet stats. Just not do that there. That gets passed in now. Yeah. That still needs type info. Who creates a packet stream? Oh, come on, Rust Analyzer. Find the reference. Oh, there it is. Wow. It took us right to it. Dang. That was awesome. Saves me so much time. That's just going to be equal to that. Okay. Oh, and the metrics threshold, yes. Magic numbers. That's what I call numbers that are just floating around in the code base. It's like, why is this number here? It should be configurable. So when it's a magic number, it needs to be pulled out into like a config file or some sort of environment variable. Oh, and Pat Harry, thank you for the follow. Yes. Sometimes people follow when they're leaving and I don't get a chance to thank them. All right, so it's gonna be like that, like that. Because of this change. All right. It's gonna take a stats, that's fine. Oh, and whoa, look at that. That went really poorly. Oh, I see what it did. Keep trying to practice my multi-vim. Usually ends in disaster, but occasionally brilliant. Oh, you haven't had time to work on anything. That sucks. Yeah, I really do this to keep my mind stimulated because, let's say, work lately has been, let's go to the definition there, has been mostly fixing stuff. And it's not all that engaging. Current ID, okay, yes, and then this has a different task that it still needs to do. Keep track of stats, good. Okay, we're doing that. Now just this one. Incrementing packet count. Okay, now we're to the part of stream. There's no instant in here? Oh, that's right, that goes away. Okay, what else? Fix me not correct. I'm gonna toss another fix me on there. The stream subject. The reason I have a current ID in here is because the stream here has a context, it has a subject. And when the context changes, we include another packet in the stream to say, I'm talking about this now. It actually reduces our bandwidth a little bit, makes our packets smaller. I'm doing that there. You missed earlier, why do I need packet stats? So everything I do in here is basically reported in metrics. So the game server, if you don't have some sort of dials and knobs on the game server, when things start to go bad, you won't know what's gone wrong. So I want to be able to track, like, is there a spike in the number of packets that are going in and out? Because it should be fairly constant. The server just unload on somebody and just give them 1 million packets, that sort of thing, right? I want to be able to see, was there a spike in database queries, monster kills, etc., etc. So this thing, I mean, there's a, why not histogram them in the client? The client's untrusted. The game server doesn't trust the client. Basically, the game client is purely a view into the game server state. Oh yeah, they have amazing stats there. And I'm sure you could actually troll them, and however they're actually recording those and sending them upstream if you wanted that. Probably ways to screw around with that stuff, but that wouldn't be nice. Oh, at Monitorama. Very nice. That's very cool. Yeah, this information is the reason why it's been aggregated a little bit is just so that I don't destroy the stat server with events. Stats shouldn't be like like the thing in here. It's like a needed thing, but it needs not to destroy the server. I need as much CPU and whatnot actually dedicated to running the game as I can get. So queuing up, I'll say one stat event for every packet would just be killer. That'd be a mess. But later, this sort of information gets aggregated and put into a histogram. Okay, so how are we going to do this piece here? It would be nice to be able to say, oh, this value needs to be able to turn into that metric. Okay, so if we go and we look at what value is, value in most cases is, well, I guess in all cases, it's very simple. Measuring some sort of duration, right? In some cases, T will be a count, right? Or a gauge. We're saying we're at this amount of memory or something like that. That's the value is going to be that value. Yeah, go ahead. All right. I just had fresh hot tea. It's currently steeping, delivered. All right, so at this point, we have value. Now, we step back. Metric sender send. Okay, let's go look at that. It takes an event. So a value has to become some sort of event. And in many cases, the events, like what we had before, was what, a packet send? So let's see. Packet send. No. Where is it? Is it in here? Look at the outline. Here we have gauges, we have timers. Where's my other stuff? Oh, it's in a different file now, isn't it? Events. Okay, we have gauge, timer, and value. Different types of events. We have an event enumeration. We have this connection here. And connection has all sorts of stuff. Ah, there it is. We have back pressure. We have packets incoming and outgoing. So that value, I want to be able to convert into the needed type. We're going to have to do a little gymnastics in here, because I want to give it a value and have this be the type and have it be able to construct one of these things. wonder if that's going to be possible. I might not have enough information to be able to convert that. I might be able to treat this as a function pointer. It is. Pass in a function pointer. Oh, that's tricky. Because if I call this, what does that actually do in an enumeration? Is that right there is a function call? At least I think it is. All right, let's try it. So we come back to package stats. See here where P is a function. Oh, I forgot where. T is a function. The precise format of oh, I see. And this needs to take a metrics value and return. We'll take that and return something of metrics. What was it? It was metrics, events, connection. I think it's just that. There's the enum. Oh, it's private. Probably got re-exported at the top level. Okay. In this case, say event here. Ah, but T needs to be passed in. Oh, interesting. So value. What did connection want? Connection wanted just a value element there. Returns a connection. Okay. And this here. Oh, it's saying that the value type is wrong. Interesting. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, this one's a value with a U32 under duration. And this value here, I mean, it looks like a U32 in duration. It's got a tuple there. Expected structure. Oh, I see. Is it? Do I have this backwards? Data type here. Metrics, value. Let's give it a type. Let's say it's a U32 and standard time duration. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that is correct there. We found this, we're expecting this. Why are we expecting that? Because that's a default type for this value. This value takes a type. That's right. That is this tuple. All right, then that works. I can basically pass in that enumeration value. Let's see if that works actually. All right, so where are we going to do that? First, let's do packet stream. Now, are these packets going in or out? Packet stream. These are coming in. So metrics, connection, packet incoming. Ah, no way that works. Okay. Packet outgoing. Wow. That was neat. TCP server. Packet stats. Oh, it doesn't know where that is. Packet stats, there we go. Metric sender. Okay. Oh, what is it called? Ah, it's self dot metric sender. Yes. Let's check that. Yes, it's on self. Okay. All right, now we're down to the gen future error that we were having earlier. But what they said in the Tokyo users channel Discord was this. We could say Tokyo pin auth stream. Just pin it. Auth is mutable. It's, oh wow, look. Did we get to the next color of errors? We did. We're on to blue errors. We've passed the red errors. The Rust compiler is built in stages. Like when it checks your code, it goes through different stages. We've moved on to blue. Should figure out what each stage technically is. I wonder if there's anything out there that talks about it. All right, well, let's keep going. Cannot move out of auth filter con state. A captured variable in a fn mute closure. Where's here? I'm not using self in there, am I? Oh, no self. All right. Let me see the big errors. They sometimes help me a little bit more. Okay, let's do the easy ones first. So 78 needs to be mutable. Yes. And probably that one. Says it doesn't need to be. Oh, that's right, because it's got a fancy concurrent hash map inside of it. All right. 61 in server main. 61. Okay. Ah, there we go. 109. We'll clone that. Actually, why are we cloning that? Why isn't this just a reference? Yeah, that should just be a reference. We don't need to increment that all the time. Okay, same thing here. That needs to be immutable borrow. There we go. Technically, this thing needs to be cloned down below for our loop. Let's just call it auth out tx. Now we have our own copy of that. Auth out tx. $109. Two errors. Good. All right. We're going to have some other internet users around here incoming. Let's see how that works. Captured outer variable. Oh, which captured it? The filter map captured this. Yeah, I was hoping to just move it. Like, hence the async move. Cannot move out of that. Move out of that occurs here. Does not move. Occurs due to use in generator. Oh, I see. So the generated code there. What should we do? So where is it? It's filter out TX. Let's highlight that. There it is. Also connection state, huh? See, I was expecting those to get moved into this closure here. But I'm surprised. I really am surprised that it's saying it can't be moved. And what's the top one? Is this exactly the same thing? Looks like it. We're only using it in one place, at least the current one, the auth filter out TX. That's only being used here. Right there. We clone it and then send? No. Cannot move out of that. A captured variable in closure. Interesting. Captured outer variable, yes. That is intended. I mean, unless it's being used somewhere else, it should be fine just taking that. That's the wrong one. Is this used anywhere else? No, just those two places. And this one? 3 places. That is async move. And if we didn't have the move there, we'd probably end up with lifetime issues. So I don't want the clone there. Yeah, so captured variable cannot escape immutable closure body. Yes. Sync move. Move occurs because that has type which does not implement the copy trait. Move occurs due to use in generator. I'm guessing it's... Do we have async in here too? No, no async. Oh, well, async there. Oh, come on, go back. Here on this line. Because how would you do that? Like, let's say this was the number 5. 5 actually implements copy, so that'd be fine. But if it's something that doesn't implement copy, like a string, some other simple type. How would we do that? So I'm expecting it to just move in there. Yeah, let's extract this so it's not a local. Or excuse me, it's not a temporary there. Put it here. Let filter equals that. Toss a semicolon on there. We'll pass filter in here. There we go. Expected closure that implements FN. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's right. I got the syntax wrong. All right, let's look at the big error here. Expected closure that implements the FN mute trait. But this closure only implements FN once. Oh, okay. Closure is fn once because it moves the variables that out of its environment. I see. So it'd be called over and over again. Those two variables must not move. All right. Oh my goodness. What am I trying to do? Swap the windows. There we go. Now, what if we removed move here? They can just be referenced. They're right there. Right? Those elements right there being held by this. Save that. Boom. Oh, consider changing it to be mutable. Okay. Inferred to be fn mute closure. Yeah, let's fix the first one first. Whoa, what happened there? All right, better. Oh, which one needed to be mutable? Oh, the TX, isn't it? It needs to be mutable. Okay, down to one error. Closures only have access to their local captured variables while they are executing. Therefore, they cannot allow references to captured variables to escape. Oh, no way. Something's actually escaping? What do tell? Captured variable cannot escape mute closure body. So do we think it's this one? Or this one? I guess we could comment them out and find out, but there's only two variables that this captures. Does it tell me which variable it is? Huh, okay. Well, it doesn't seem to tell us which variable it is, just that they can't escape. And Rust is strict. It's like, all right. Oh, it's either this one. This is the easy one to comment out. Unused import, outgoing packet. Seriously, it's that one? Why is it that one? And why is it moving out? It's a clone. Nobody else uses it. Send takes a reference to it. Oh, that's also async. This isn't awaited. Oh, come on. It's so close. It feels like it's just there, you know? This is the day we learn about fn mute, fn once. Fn mutable means that you can call the function over and over and over again. And so it really needs to own everything. What I thought we needed down here though for filter map was a fn mute function. So if I happen to comment that out, is it going to have other sorts of issues? Or was it here? If we comment that out, then it has just the import error, right? What was the import? Outgoing packet. It doesn't know what an outgoing packet is then. Does it compile if we remove that? Aha. Unused result. Oh, fine. 84.95. 84. That's right, because actually this one we don't care. If somebody's gone link dead and they're not in the connection state thing, we don't care. All right, and the other one was here. And in this case, we have some sort of incoming message error. So if they're also not in here, I think that's all we're doing, right? Yeah, we're just returning if it's something or nothing. Close to this. All right. So that actually compiles. Cool. That's neat, but it doesn't do anything. All right, now how do we wire this back in? We're inside of a task. We can have a variable. Variables can exist. Good. Doesn't need to be mutable. Not being referenced. Let's say we just rebind it. Let's say we say let foo equals auth filter out tx. All right. Is that leaking? Back to the closure that implements FMU trace. This closure implements F once not immutable. And that's because down here, this filter map, I think, is causing that. Yeah. The requirement to implement FMU derives from here, which is the filter map. Okay. A move closure to force the error to a more obvious place. I would love to. So here, that's where we started. And basically all we have, and good morning, Museum. Thank you for joining us. So in this case, only these two values are being moved into the closure. All right. That's a move async block. Oh, move closure. Oh, I see. And if we did a move closure, then I would also have to, so part of this is that we want to use filter map on the stream. So stream ext filter map, and filter map wants, what was it? Filter map, almost. Filter map wants a FN mute that takes an item and returns a future. I guess we could do that, couldn't we? Oh, I see. Your syntax is different than mine. That's a move async block, not a move closure. Ah, I just saw it. Okay. So what is the difference between having move here and there? I get that this is a move async block and then things get moved into it. Moves things into the async block, okay. Makes a closure that takes ownership of what it captures. I see. Oh, that's... Async move makes the future take ownership of what it captures. Oh, I see. So it's either the future closure. One day async closures will exist, async move. So in this case, I actually need async down below. I could say I could have a move closure with an async block. And technically this is supposed to be these 3 lines. Use of undeclared type or module outgoing packet. Oh, sure. So that should be in here. We were trying to get it to just compile earlier. Okay. Hey, Tim. So today we're actually coding in Rust. This is the, let's see, this here that we're working on is the authentication section of a game server. And I'm typing that out because if people get hit with whatever, just want them to be able to come back and see it. So yeah, welcome. If you like coding in Rust or just like seeing the process of building game servers. I've professionally done this in the past, but I'm new to Rust. It's kind of a fun adventure for me. I hope your stream went well, Tim. All right, thank you. Enjoy your lunch, or I'm guessing it's lunch at this point. Oh, you just Hey, Snow. All right, now Musean had said something just before you guys arrived that I need to take and toss into an email to myself. I try to send these emails to myself every day, like things that I learn. And today it's the difference between like the captures. Oh, I guess how Rust is doing these captures. So I've written game servers in Erlang and in Java before, and of what I've done in the past, I definitely liked Erlang, and I thought that it would be fun to play around with Rust and to learn Rust. And coming from like a C++ background as well, I really like Rust. It's solving a lot of the pain points that I've had from C and C++. I'm not getting null pointer exceptions, things like that at runtime, which is really nice. Those bugs get filtered out very early. Now, in terms of like how it compares to the Java experience, and Java, I've found it's very the ownership model in Java, you really have to have that built into your head. It's not in the language, because you can just copy things over and over and over again. So Rust solves that problem too by requiring that every piece of information have an owner. Rust has like what, 3 or 4 rules about ownership. One, everything has an owner, and the other 2 rules. Chapter 4, beginning of chapter 4 in the book. So in this case, you found Rust. Oh, you found Rust frustrating for graphics programming. Yeah, it is quite different. I mean, graphics programming has kind of, I don't know, if you're doing OpenGL or things like that, where things actually live outside on some other piece of hardware, then that could be quite different from what I'm doing. I mean, it must be different. It's probably just, crates dedicated to trying to figure out how to wrap that. Because it does seem like a interesting part where Rust would have to kind of wrap unsafe code. All right, now here, I'm actually trying to use send. And this is a, what is that? That's outgoing TX, and an outgoing TX is an MPSE channel. Oh, you're really fighting it. And the crates all seem very awkward for the text. Yeah, and are you familiar with the Are We Game Yet pages? All right, so we're gonna have to return. Can I put the return type here? Yeah. It's gonna have to be something like that, right? I'll put option self item. I see. And in this case, we return a none. We also return a none here. There's only one case where we actually return something, which is here. But these have to be returned as futures. Now, are we inside of an async function here? Oh, this is in main? Oh, goodness. Async makes a future and gives you an async context. Interesting. Okay. So it looks like we would only need to use async in here. The closure has to return a future. And future is okay. What was that other thing? I'll put option T. This is going to be a none in this case. I thought they had a little wrapper that you could use for this. They have an okay. Yeah, let's check in their docs. Oh no, that's different. That's a different type of wrapper. The ready result. Yeah, we're not doing a result type. So if I toss, you can just do let filter equals move, async move, bar equals bar or something. Oh, really? That double move there is not processing well for me. in the return type because it's opaque. Oh, yes. Yeah, I got rid of that. So in this case, closure implements fn1, not fn mute. It moves the variable out of its environment. Yep, so we need that to be... You can't name the future. I see. Got it. But in this case, so this here, how do we have the closure capture those variables while letting the async block? It seems like it's doing it backwards. Like the async block is taking those things instead of this. And make filter mutable. Immutable filter equals that. Another view. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Lib equals that. Async move that into there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So instead of yes. Yeah, Rust format keeps stripping that out. All right. So in this case, I guess I could try to have these in here. Because if in here I do some sort of async block at this point, right, then it's just going to format that away, right? Oh, it didn't. That's interesting. Why? Okay, because it's moving that out of its environment, and then here, I mean, heck, if we just, when I did that again, oh, it won't compress things if I do that. Well, I find this interesting. Do I have to double clone this? That feels so awkward. So the filter, excuse me, the closure needs to borrow those elements, right? And that's fine, it can borrow those. But then to satisfy the fn mute, oh, I see. Oh, make filter mutable, thank you. Interesting that it doesn't want to be mutable, like it's not whining about it here. So in this case, I think it still did it there. What's it saying here? Oh, the result's not used. Okay, yes. Go away. Oh, I don't have to clone inside the closure? So if I get rid of those, it was saying that it was moving outside. It was moving those elements. Oh, I see. And in this case, I need mutable to describe that I want it to be a FN mute. Yeah, here it's saying that it's moving that out of its environment. If we put that back, yeah, we put those there. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, because of the async move. I see. Huh, interesting. Because that feature may not live the same lifetime as the closure, probably won't. So it needs to own ownership of the channels, yes. All right, so in this case, it compiled. Might actually be able to run the server. This has been, okay, this has been forever. Oh, let's try that. Let's try moving the async and put it on the closure. Okay. Okay, first I want to try it without that. Okay. It's fine. Now, in this case, it's going to complain. Oh, interesting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Cannot return value referencing local variable. You'll have to closure outside of the closure. I see. Well, this looks pretty good, actually. I like that we clone the stuff right there. It's not actually moving those elements. Clone outside. Oh, I see. Clone outside of the closure. So if we did that, actually, let's try this. Play around with that. So this shouldn't work. We have to move it. Okay. Move. Yeah, it's still escaping. Oh, I see. Well, thank you for that, Museum. And New Pixel Perfect, thank you for the follow. Yeah, you don't have to clone outside that. That's definitely nice. I actually like how it reads. Now you have this closure. You're going to clone these elements here from the outer scope. They only live inside of this block here. They get moved inside of this. This actually reads really well to me. All right, so we have that. We're filtering those elements. Oops. Oh, I see that comment's just word wrapping. Argo build. Argo. I type that so often. Set up the alias for it. Argo B. I should. All right, well, I haven't fired up Godot in forever. Move that. Goodness, it's like it forgot everything. Godot did. Give me a moment. Legacy, client, legacy, project. Oh, it's the default alias. Oh, cool. All right, so now I have. It looks like that's working. Now, new terminal window. Gotta set up the size of that window for me. Hey, good morning. Oh, are you dropping frames? Let me check. You know what? I have not dropped any frames. It says I'm still at 0. Wow, which is amazing for me going on 3 hours. Let me double check. I'll just make sure everything's cool here. Yeah, everything looks kosher here. No dropped frames, and either by frame FPS or other. All right. Oh, let's go and close that. Another explanation. And good morning. Yes, Josh. Async basically borrows / extends the lifetime. Okay. Async move like an FN once. Oh, I see. You both had buffering. See, so async move like an FN once. Okay, let's start up the server. Say, how do you start up the server? Where am I? Wrong window. Okay. Oh, it's still going. Almost there. So while it's doing that, let's see if we can get Godot. Oh, wow, it actually still remembered. All right, so here's the bootstrap saying nothing in it. Just mainly using scripts here. Some of this. It was buffering you. Huh, weird. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's because of the compilation. And where's the other number? Oh, skipped frames due to encoding lag. Yes. Yes, okay. I did have encoding lag. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at skipped frames missed due to rendering lag, which is not it. I did see that, but I didn't look into them. I'm going to reset my stats. It looks better now. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Well, let me know if you guys start dropping stuff again. Apologize. I must have had something going on here for the encoding lag. All right, so we're going to go to the code. I'm going to do a dev run here. Let's see. Legacy's not there yet. Let's fire that up. So I think, oh, the first time, oh my goodness, I've spent a lot of time in Godot. Just, in September and October and November last year. Okay, so this is the game client. You can actually see the server and the client here. Oh, stream map is basically a vector key value that does fair scheduling. Randomly chooses stream to pull and then iterates forward until one is ready. Oh, interesting. That's kind of like the select all I was using, but better. It's basically a one shot, but way lighter. Oh, that's awesome. That is really cool. I'm gonna try to do, gonna create an account. Let's see, is that big enough? That looks like it might be okay. You can add to, add remove. Oh, you know what? I'm getting frame lag again. I wonder why. Why would it be doing that? My CPU has gone through the roof. That's one of them. Probably just CPU stuff. All right, try this. Okay, I'm gonna try to save a little bit more on CPU by closing some other stuff down. Sorry, music. Bye-bye, music. Wonder what else would be using CPU. All right, I did crank up my the amount of time it spends encoding a frame, so I take that as feedback.